That's the situation in KwaZulu-Natal. In Limpopo, officials now confirming at least 13 people have drowned after intense storms in that area, including 2 young children. You can imagine how difficult it is to cross raging rivers after heavy rains in Limpopo, and how dangerous it is for people to move around when the rain is as heavy as it has been. Basikopo Makamu is the Limpopo Cooperative Governance, Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs MEC. MEC, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. To lose at least 13 people to this kind of rain, it's a very serious number. Why have so many people died?
Thanks very much, Stephen, and to the viewers of Newzroom. Let me indicate that on behalf of the provincial government and on behalf of our own Premier, Dr. Popera Matupa, we did send condolences to the affected families. You will have noted that last week when I was speaking, it was about 5 people who lost their wife. Now we have got an additional 8 people who mainly is from the Capricorn and the Waterberg district who have lost their lives through drownings. In some instances, like you put it, it's young people in the majority who try to swim. You will understand that people have not seen rain for quite some time. So when they see flowing streams within their own communities, they think they can go play in the water, and that is too dangerous. What we are doing as a province is just to conscientize the community through our traditional leaders and through our councillors to convey message to our communities to take care of their young ones, because they are the ones who will want to try. But also some other people, older people, they look this time for fishing, and that's where they will be able to end up in trouble. But like I said, the South African Weather Services has predicted that there will be these heavy rains within our province until somewhere 18 January next week. So we are still going to see a lot of challenges, most especially including the infrastructure. As I'm talking to you now, people who are traveling from Giani R81 road to Polokwane, somewhere when you come to Kotising, the road is flooding to an extent that not so long, maybe the road can be closed just to allow water to subside, because definitely rain is falling or pouring everywhere in our province, and will require everybody else to be part to communicating the message, because definitely even the infrastructure, public works is harder to work to make sure that the bridges which are swept away are being restored so that people can be able to access their communities.
I mean, it's very difficult. Are some people also crossing rivers when maybe they shouldn't, simply because they need to get from one place to another? It talks about some of the transport problems perhaps in your province after really heavy rain and collapsed bridges.
Yeah, definitely we do have that, but we are doing mitigation. The South African National Defence Force, the SAPS, it's hard working with us. And what we are calling upon the community is that whenever they see a flooding bridge within their communities, they should not necessarily try to cross over. They must wait until, or communicate with their councillors, communicate with our disaster management center in all our districts, including the provincial disaster management center, so that we can send the team to assess whether people can be able to utilize the area or not. Where we are finding that it is dangerous, we are trying to close such areas. But I can tell you that nearly every hour, we are trying to update each other and communicate with our communities. What is it that they should be able to do and not to do? Which road they should be able to use and not to use? Like I was telling you that now I was just getting update from the officials of the Disaster Management Center about a flooding road, that motorists should be cautious when they go there now, as we are busy sending the team from the Department of Transport to make sure that they assess and be able to guide everybody else whether they can be utilized or not.
Has the rain this year, and I realize it was certainly in Gauteng and I think in some other parts of the north of the country, it was very dry for quite a long time, now quite intense rain. Has this rain in Limpopo been more intense than it's been in previous years? Has it been a lot more rain?
Well, somebody was telling me, and I have not even asked my staff and the team from South African Weather Services, that this rain is something that we saw in 2000. We still looking at more rain, and we can have the situation of the 2000. You remember the 2000 rain, which saw most of the flooding areas until Mozambique. And if you are around our area, you will see one river, Cleanly Taba. It has never flooded to the river banks. It's only now we start to see that, and that is frightening. And you will know that as and when the river are flooding like that, with the current mining of sand within our rivers, it becomes more dangerous. The environment becomes so serious, affected now, because in some areas is dumping areas. So I can tell that we are expecting to see more rain, as the prediction shows that until the 18th there will be rain within our communities. We might see what we saw in 2000, which affected so many houses falling. Though our people now are trying to improve their own shelter structures, but we are also calling those that do not have proper shelters to request to be accommodated by neighbors before they can be in challenges. But also areas in the informal settlement where you will see in Tabazimbi somewhere, the Javelani informal settlement, the whole 400 settlement household were flooded. And some areas within our traditional leaders who are in the low-lying areas, they are starting to see water getting into their areas. We are calling upon those people to move away from those areas and go to high-level areas so that they can save their lives.
We are expecting, I'm afraid to say, there's still more months of rain. We're only halfway through the rainy season, really, in the north of the country. Are you expecting more rain? Are you able to do anything to prepare for that rain over the next 2 to 3 months?
Stephen, let me say we are busy, but you know the resources we might require. Of course, we'll have to call upon even neighboring provinces when we need the support. Like I have already indicated to you that we are meeting at the JOC level with the South African National Defence Force to try to be ready to evacuate whoever could be in danger, including the SAPS is busy helping us. So we are expecting to be more prepared as we see, because definitely the rain we are receiving, it's in the long that the province like ours, rural like our province, the infrastructure, which also it's more in the rural, get to be affected by this time. So we are putting everything else, different departments, social development, transport and community safety, public works, CoGTA, we are putting together teams that should be ready to assist whenever there is a challenge. But we're expecting more rains to come.
MEC, thank you very much indeed for your time, so really do appreciate it this afternoon on Daytime Update. Basikopo Makamu is the MEC of Cooperative Governance, Traditional Affairs and Human Settlements in Limpopo.